Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we've got Clan v Clan just kicking in. I'm on the free-to-play, and I'm going to try and build a Ultra Nightmare team. I think I'm like 90 something odd days in. What am I on? 95 days in. So just over 3 months, I'm going to try and take on Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss without the luxury of unkillable, anything like that. Which is a real challenge. I honestly don't think I've got the gear to properly do this yet. But the great thing about building an Ultra Nightmare team at this stage is I can just scale it back and use the same setup on Nightmare, providing it's built well. So hats off to Short on Skills, Optilink, Saf, all these guys which kind of help me theory craft and come up with different ideas for builds for kind of clan boss setups. And this one in particular is going to be juicy once I've got the gear. I think it's going to be decent even with the gear levels that I've got. So why have I waited until this point? Well, frustratingly with this game, you know, I wanted to do stuff like improve my Great Hall. I need to do that anyway for a mission. And there's a whole bunch of stuff I just kind of wanted to do, which I needed to wait for clan versus clan to do, just so that I at least get my clan some points, so that we can go ahead and win all of the different milestone rewards, which is basically what we want to do as a clan. It's a bit annoying. Things like booking your champions. You know what? You get those books and you're like, I want to do it. I want to do it today. Not wait for clan versus clan to pop up, because basically it's such a massive part of you earning your points. But finishing off Ninja's A2 is huge. Ninja's now fully booked, and I've still got 5 books left, which is quite a lot, to be fair. 5 legendary books now in the bank with Ninja fully booked. I've got 5 more epic books, which originally I was going to throw into Farakin because I figured he was going to fit into my clan boss team. But actually, I don't think he is anymore. So I can just save these 5 books until I decide what I'm going to do with them. I've got Magnar kind of fully booked in the areas that I want. So I don't really need his A1 booked out anymore. So it might end up still going into Farakin, but at the moment, I don't kind of need to book anyone any further. So that's kind of Ninja topped out. So what we're going to do, we're going to build a team using Apothecary, Deacon, Geo, and Ninja together. Yeah, and Venomage. So what have I got going on with this team? I've got a guaranteed decrease attack champion in Venomage. I've got decreased defense in both Venomage and Ninja. I've got weaken and HP burn in Geomancer. I've got speed and a little bit of healing in Apothecary. I got leech and drop defense and a bit of turn meter fill in Deacon. I've got a ton of damage from Ninja, a ton of damage from Geo. I've got 2 passives. So I've got a passive here from Geo that reduces the damage that I take, and also is nuts in terms of how much damage it can do. And I've got a passive from Venomage, which also reduces the damage that I take. So all in all, I've got a kind of good damage reduction. I've got the decreased attack that I need for Ultra Nightmare. If you're not running unkillable, if you don't have decreased attack out there, then you're in trouble. So I've made sure that my Venomage is fully booked. Otherwise, it just wouldn't work out. And because I've got 2 speed freaks, I can actually run on what we call a 2-for-1 cycle. So for every clan boss hit that he does to us, everyone on my team are going to hit him twice. So I feel like it's going to be a pretty quality setup, but it does rely on a few things. Let me show you the actual kind of build. So as I say, Short on Skills actually came up with the speed tune for me, which is awesome. And it's using Deadwood Jedi's site. Yeah, so deadwoodjedi.com, fantastic site. It's got this clan boss simulator. And basically what this is doing is it's telling me what abilities will land each turn. And basically when I was talking to Short on Skills and Optilink, I was saying really what I want to do is make sure that decrease attack is always on, which means that I need Venomage to always A3 before she does A2. Yeah. That way there's always poisons out there, and decrease healing, and then the decrease attack will always land. So A3 before A2. I want Ninja's A2 to land before Geomancer does his burn. So when we get into the actual tune, which is from turn 3 onwards, you see here when Ninja does his A2, Geomancer follows it up with the burn. Yeah, every time throughout the whole fight. Ninja A2, Geo burn. Ninja A2, Geo burn. So there's always going to be the Geomancer HP burn on. Ninja's going to get quality amount of A3s out as well. We're going to have constant 2-for-1 hits going on. And it's a juicy tune, to be honest. It's a juicy speed tune. As long as you've got some... Well, basically, this one relies on Deacon, but as long as you've got a Deacon alongside a turn meter filler with increased speed, like an Apothecary, then you can kind of adjust it depending on what the turn meter fill is. But this particular speed tune works really nice, and it's relatively free to play friendly. You know, you don't have to have Geo in the team. You don't have to have Venomage in the team. You can sub in and out other champions as you want. But a 2-for-1 means that I'm constantly getting hits in, which means I've got a good chance to get my War Master procs away, to heal, to get and also do damage. I know that I'm not going to last very long because I don't have the gear to make my team tanky. I don't have an ally protection champion in the mix. So I have to do as much damage in a short period of time to have a chance to make this a worthwhile comp. So the speeds we're running at here, we've got Apothecary at 300. I know that I can squeeze 300. That's as fast as my champion can be, which means I have very little say in what gear he's going to wear. That's my weakness right now. We've got the second fastest being Deacon at 220, which is very achievable for anyone that's played the game for a little while. And then we've got 212 Venomage, 203 Ninja, and 196 Geo in this particular comp. Don't forget, Ninja gets a bit of turn meter fill on his A1. So if you were taking Ninja out of this comp, you'd have to adjust slightly. And actually, the same comp can run on Nightmare as well. I'll link both of these below. And it's just a slightly different setup. But again, you get into 2-for-1 on Nightmare Clan Boss from turn 3. So the main difference here is you don't run Deacon as the leader. You run Geo as the leader for Nightmare. So you lose that 19% speed aura. And you get into your speed tune really quick as well. Now, the challenge for this type of comp is I cannot have Deacon taking a stun. So I'm actually going to rely on my Geo to take the stun. And to do that, I have to put Steadfast Masteries on Deacon. It's also not going to be the most, most affinity-friendly comp. It's going to be awesome on Void. It's going to struggle on other affinities because the stun will start to just go wherever it wants. And I've got no way at the moment in this team of cleansing a stun or blocking the stun or any of that type of stuff. So it's not affinity-friendly, but it's the best I can do with the level of account that I've got right now. So I'm going to get into building these out. And the main things that I'm looking for are kind of as much damage as I can squeeze in a short period of time, basically. I want to... if you look at my Apothecary, this is what everything is kind of resting on right now. My Apothecary is bang on 300 speed. He's only got like 2k defense. Super low. I need almost double this defense for this to be a long-lasting team. Okay? But I have got no options right now. Because my fastest gloves are crit rate. My fastest chest is about as bad as it gets. This is by far the biggest weakness of my team. If I can get a defense percent chest or even a flat defense chest with this type of speed on it, then this comp would be way stronger already. Or you find the speed somewhere else and you end up trying to pull in a different chest. So if I was to filter just on my chest for flat defense or defense percentage, the options I've got right now is to lose 4 speed with this one. So if I had a big glyph, this could be an option. I didn't land any speed on this one, which I was gutted about yesterday. Yeah, so I would have to find... But basically, my best option right now is this one, which is hiding behind me. Let's move myself a minute. Yeah, which has got 11 speed on it. I could glyph this up to maybe 13 speed. So I could get 2 more, which means I'd have to find 2 more speed somewhere else. I don't have any glyphs right now that are going to make that leap for me. I think the best I've got in glyphage is like maybe pushing it up 1 more speed. So really what I'm looking for is a double roll speed on a defense percent chest, which is what I'm going to start farming for in the near future. So the Apothecary build is kind of holding me back. I've also got a banner, which is an attack banner. I'd much rather it was anything other than attack, really, like defense or HP. This HP one could do it, potentially. Or I've got a defense one here. So I'm going to roll some of these bits up that I've farmed recently. Try and see if we get any improvements anywhere before I then do like the full team build. Now, because I know that my Apothecary is not going to last long, yeah, he's literally in the best gear I can put him in, 300 speed, and I have to be minimum 300 speed. Drop 1 speed below, the speed tune goes out of sync. I can go a few speed above, but I can't go below. So I've gone in and I've pretty much rolled up anything to level 8, which has got like speed and accuracy together, which felt like it was going to be in a worthwhile set. So that's accuracy set, perception set, speed set, immortal set, any sets like that where I feel like it could be part of my speed tune. I've then looked at things like speed and crit rate together and done the same type of thing. So really what I'm looking for is combinations of items that might be useful in my build. This could be another one here. Ideally 5 or 6 star pieces so that I get the best kind of potential rolls from them. Just so that when I now try and do my build in the optimizer, I've got opportunity. Damn, that's fast. 24 speed on that one. I'm actually going to throw a level 2 glyph straight onto that in case it alters what Apothecary will do. Because it might be that I've got 2 pieces in my gear that actually make Apothecary quicker in a different way. So that's interesting, actually. There we go. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to throw it into the optimizer now. And then I'll show you the type of builds that I'm building out of the optimizer. Okay, so on the optimizer then, what am I doing? I've checked on the sort of speed tunes what my limits are, upper and lower. So I'm basically building everybody for damage on the optimizer goal except Apothecary, because I know that Apothecary's defense is so low. As soon as Apothecary dies, the speed tune dies with it. So I want to do as much impact damage as I can in the time that I've got alive. So we're going for the speed requirements of Geo 196 to 197. I'm punching in 100 crit rate, 230 accuracy, and then I'm just saying give me damage. Champion 2 Venom Age, kind of the same, but with 204 to 212. I'm not asking for lifesteal gear. I don't need lifesteal gear because I've got my leech ability from Deke. My Apothecary, I'm saying 300 speed, and then give me as much survivability as you can. Okay. My Deke, I've gone 220 to 221. Again, with 230 accuracy, give me damage. And then my Ninja, 197 to 202, 100% crit rate accuracy, give me damage. So we're going to optimize now. Apothecary is going to be my most important champion to optimize first. It does it in order with the team builder. So the hardest build for me is going to be Apothecary, followed by Deke. If I put Apothecary in 3rd spot here, some of his gear would be allocated to some of these other champions, and potentially we would just mess up. So I hit optimize here, and it should only take, like a couple of minutes with the amount of gear that I've got on this account. It takes longer on my main account, so I've just got more gear. But you see here, it's pumped back 5 builds really fast, actually. So we've got the speed we wanted, we've got the accuracy we wanted, 100% crit rate, and then it's pushed for damage. And we're going to end up here with 1572 defense, which, depending on what happens with Apothecary, might end up being too low. I want everyone's defense to be similar. Let's just see. So it has kept the gear on I want. So actually 2100 defense really should have been my minimum. Let's just see what it's done for everyone else. Good, good, good. This all feels okay. So the Ninja and Geo have both got quite a lot less defense than my Apothecary. I'm just going to tweak that a touch because I don't want to end up with them being the people that die first. Honestly, my Apothecary should be the person that dies first. So I'm actually going to just go in and put 2050 defense minimum for everybody in the builds and then rerun it again, because I do not want anyone other than Apothecary to be the first to die. Optimize again, and should kick out. Basically, it's basically going to do the same search, but now just giving it a touch more detail to find. So some of those damage numbers will come down, but it means that my team should die roughly at the same time, which is what you want from your clan boss team. You don't want one fella, you don't want like a Razin keep hitting away on his own for the next 2 turns. He just won't survive anyway. So here we go, 2100 roughly defense everywhere. We've got the speeds. I know where the gear is because I can see it here. So I'm going to build this out now, and yeah, we'll see how we do. Okay, everyone's built out then. So Apothecary, 300 speed, couple of K defense. The defense is the warning sign of this build, as I said earlier, which is why we've got to do as much damage as we can quick. Masteries, I've got him in offensive and supportive. So we're going for like the steadfast so that he doesn't get stunned, even if the affinity switches. So I don't want him or Deacon to be stunned. And then the rest of it is just kind of filler stuff. And then the Giant Slayer is where his damage is coming from. We've got Deacon then with same type of setup of mastery. Steadfast again, so that he doesn't get stunned. Someone else is going to take the stun in his place. The only problem with this one is affinity will be an issue for me. Magic affinity will always stun Deacon, so I can't get away from that. He has got Mishmash gear, 221 speed. He hasn't got as much crit rate because I just don't have the gear to do it, but he's the only one not in crit rate gloves. We've got Ninja, who's at 202 speed, 100% crit rate, 246 accuracy. And then we've got Masteries with War Master coming in and the accuracy side of the tree. Geo, Giant Slayer Mastery, but accuracy tree again. Mishmash gear, 196 speed, 97 crit rate. Looking pretty strong. And then Venomage, I still need to ascend her. Going to do that when the missions kick in later. So that will make this build easier to do. It's also the reason why I've not rolled all her gear up, because her gear will change when I don't need all of the accuracy coming from perception and accuracy gear. I'll have an accuracy banner on her. So 204 speed, 100% crit rate, 237. Very squishy, kind of too squishy to be honest. It might be that I need to change her chest out for an HP chest instead of this attack chest if she's just getting down too easy. So we're going to try it. Honestly, got no idea what sort of damage level I'm going to do. But at the moment, we're kind of 2 to 3 key in Nightmare. I want it to be a definite 2 key Nightmare, which I think we'll definitely achieve. That's not too bad. And I'm just curious to see what I can do on Ultra Nightmare with this type of level of gear. So the only thing I really need to do is just make sure that Ninja does his A3 as the priority instead of his A2. But for the setup, I will start with his A2, but this needs to be the priority so that he never kind of goes out of sync. I was wondering in my head, should I put Apothecary's A2 to just not use so that he always does his A1? Therefore, he's always going to try and heal himself through hits instead of through healing. This is what I'm going to do. I don't know if it's the best option or not, but we're going to try it. And let's get it going. So probably shouldn't start an auto here. So I'm just going to follow the path of the setup that we spoke about. So we're going A3, A3, A2. A3 out straight away with Venomage. That's going to be her order. To start off, we go Ninja's A2. We're then going to go for Geomancer's A2. So that he always tries to steal the buff if there was a buff. A1 from our Apothecary. We're already taking quite a hit. See that? We already take quite a lot of damage. Now we're going to have our decrease attack out, which means we're going to take a lot less damage. We're going to get our leech up, hopefully. There it is. A3 here, which is going to get the A2 back. I think at this point I am... No, not quite full auto. I need to A1 with Geo here. Then I am full auto from that point. So pretty easy setup. We are going to take quite a lot of damage, though, as this kind of kicks through. But once we get into the point where we're hitting 2 times for every time the clan boss hits, we'll at least have loads of time to kind of get back our health. See, Geo took the stun there, which is exactly what I wanted. So that's perfect. So I've got this coded or set up so that we assume that Geo is not going to have his full kind of cooldowns available. And now we've got the beauty of double hits coming in all the time. Geo getting his retribution stuff coming in whenever the clan boss hits us, which actually does more damage on affinity, but we're in more risk on affinity just because of the way the stun's going to work. In fairness, I could get one more spirit champion in here. It would have to be instead of Venomage or Ninja, and that would allow me to do a magic affinity clan boss and not have Deacon take the stun. So there is ways to get around it, but I don't really have the way to do that just yet. But so far, everything is kind of going pretty smooth. We're at a decent amount of damage per turn. 5 million after 6 turns is pretty good. And we're obviously keeping the debuffs up nicely. The decreased attack is so crucial in this to make sure that we're not tanking tons of damage. If we didn't have the decreased attack on consistently, we would be absolutely dead, probably already. And obviously, as my team progresses in gear, the more gear I farm up and the more defense I can squeeze into this build. I really want to push it to 3.5 to 4k defense eventually. Then I think this becomes a pretty comfortable 3-key team, which is really what I would be looking for, you know, maybe 130, 150 odd days in. But we're trying to sneak there kind of just a bit early, honestly. But so far, I mean, it's pretty clean. It's pretty clean. I'm going to let this play through. You are going to hear a track here from my channel sponsor, Soundstripe, who do royalty-free music. I use it in all my streams. I use it in some of my videos as well. If you want to get involved in that, there's going to be a link below. Use the code HellHades and you get 15% off. But really great company and awesome. Thank you so much for sponsoring my content. Well, damn. 17 million so far. We've got a little bit of damage to go, but honestly, as soon as this decreased attack drops off, they're dead anyway. So 17.5 million gives us 3570. I'm almost bang on a 4-key. I am bang on a 4-key Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss setup. Someone said to me, if you do this right, Geomancer will do all the damage. Ninja is not the MVP of my team. And I was like, I think you're wrong. Ninja is a freaking beast. Ninja has done 6.3 million of the damage, guys. Geomancer 2.4. Yeah, Ninja is the beast of this team. So, obviously, as I upgrade my gear, we can push this a little bit more. I can probably push it to like 19 or 20 short term. But the real kind of next jump for me is to push it up to 24, where it's a comfortable 3-key team. And that's going to take me a little while. That's quite a lot of a gear change to get to that. But it's really just about surviving for longer to get to that level. So I'm actually really pleased with that. 17.8 million, times that by 4. I've got my 4-key. And even when I come to the point where I've got to do 100 million in a day for Clan Boss for the mission, which is right near the end towards Arbiter, by that point it will be 4 or 5 keys to do it. So I'll have to buy the odd key to make that work. But damn, pleased with that. So I guess to round the video off, let's show it on Nightmare as well. Let's see how comfortable it runs against Nightmare, because that's going to be what I do on a kind of day-to-day basis until I get this a little bit slicker, I guess. Okay, then we're doing it on Nightmare now. I'm just switching out the lead. In fact, I'm still going to have to do it on team setup and do the same thing. So basically we're doing the same setup as before, but Geo sits in the lead now instead of Deke, which is awesome actually, because it just means I don't have to change too much around. But we do just need to make sure that Ninja is going to use his A3 first again. Save that, use that, and in we go. And yeah, let's go again. So A3 into A3, A2. I think the setup's pretty much the same. A2, A3 from Venomage, A3 from Ninja, A2 from Geo. Apothecary just A1s the whole time. Venomage comes in and drops the attack. DK1, Apothecary A1, Ninja A2. Geo throws out his burn at this point. And then we are full auto. There we go. So again, I'm going to let it play through. You can watch it through, see what sort of damage level we do. But I'm hoping for a comfortable 2-key now. Like I said before, it was a 3-key, stroke 2-key if I got kind of lucky. Now we want it to be a really comfortable 2-key. So we're going to let this play through and see what sort of damage we do.
Here we go now. Here we go now.
Okay, well, actually, we got a couple of stuns on weird people there, but not too bad. 7.2 mils Ninja, 5.2 from Venomage, 4.4 from Geo. Happy with the tune, happy with the changes. I will link both of these down below, but it's exactly the same speeds, exactly the same lineup. It's just a different setup for Nightmare versus Ultra Nightmare. I've been Hell Hades, free to play. I will see you later.